All right, so Dermot, it's a pleasure to catch up with you here at Mobile World Congress Los Angeles. Taoglas recently made an acquisition. Tell us a little bit about that and what it means for the company's role as a IoT managed service provider.
Yeah, thanks Sean, good to see you again. Yeah, we just completed our 5th acquisition of Smart Sensor, a company that's based in Australia, and what Smart Sensor have done is they've created a complete end-to-end solution for smart waste and monitoring of trash through the supply chain. So it's a play into the smart cities area, which is an area that we've been developing solutions for over 17 years, and we've seen many people work in the smart cities area, but we were very, very impressed with Smart Sensor. Not only what they did with the hardware, but also with the platform, the marketing, and the complete implementation of their smart waste solution.
So clearly you've got a great plan in terms of growth through these acquisitions, but big picture, what are you thinking over the next 3-5 years for Taoglas?
So, we've been growing successfully every year by 20% plus, and we see that growth continuing as IoT continues to be more popular, as people get more knowledgeable about it, more comfortable with it, and they really start to see the value that it can bring to their enterprises. So we see the growth continuing. Where we see Taoglas going is, we also, with our experience, can solve very complex problems in IoT. So anything with vision, anything with smart city, waste, and we're developing more and more solutions in that area, as well as continuing to grow our antenna and RF business and our OEM IoT solutions business. So all areas of our business are growing, and then we see new markets coming on. We're actually setting up a new facility in India at the moment where there's a lot of growth opportunity as well. So new markets, new products and new solutions. So yeah, growth all across the company.
Tell me a little bit more about the antenna business, maybe underappreciated in the broader scope of IoT conversations, but fundamental. And I know you all have had triple-digit growth, 30% this year?
Yeah, it's actually 40% this year on the antenna side, yeah. So the beautiful thing about antennas for us is that there's more devices, but there's also more antennas required on those devices. So for cellular, we see MIMO coming into play. We've gone from 2 to 4 to 8 antennas on some routers. With Wi-Fi and Wi-Fi 6, we see the same. We've gone from one antenna to 2, now to 4, 8 Wi-Fi antennas on some boxes. For GNSS, it's gone more complex. So you need multi-band antennas, very complex antenna systems. So the complexity is increased, but the performance requirements from the antenna has greatly increased as well. So we see less competition, I would say, more complexity, but more antennas needed from the market.
Tell me a little bit about how that maps to actually selling into enterprise in terms of making complexity simple and delivering a business outcome rather than just a bunch of technology.
So like a lot of our customers, they're not going to invest in becoming antenna and RF designers themselves. And then on the IoT side, we have a lot of companies that are very successful at a particular product but have never connected it before. So to build up that capability yourself takes a lot of financial resources, investment in equipment, facilities, but then also hiring the experienced engineers that can actually do the design and implementation. We know ourselves, having over 100 engineers, that's actually a really difficult part of it as well. And then understanding the market, understanding the need from the customer, knowing exactly what you need to design, not just from an electrical standpoint, but also environmental, use cases, making sure customers are comfortable with it, knowing what works and doesn't work. Like, we literally know what upsets people from an installation standpoint and causes issues on the streets with certain install use cases. So it's really that experience that we have that we can really shorten the design cycle and ensure that our customers get to market on time the first time and not get caught up in certification issues, user interface delays and all that type of stuff. So,
give me a bit of a reality check on 5G. I mean, obviously, a lot of hype around it, and then that confluence of 5G and massive IoT. What do you think is going to happen in the next few years as these networks sort of expand and then evolve from non-standalone to standalone 5G? Is this going to be a boon for IoT, or is it already happening today?
I think it's already happening. Like, obviously, there's not much demand in IoT for the speeds and capacity that 5G can offer. Like, most of it is currently satisfied by 4G. But like, we see a lot of niche use cases and applications, particularly venues and temporary venues, like a Ryder Cup situation recently, where being able to deliver additional capacity and additional support to a network is required, and we're seeing that happen through IoT solutions. So there's an insatiable appetite from certain applications for more throughput, more speeds, instant connectivity in poor signal areas. So we're seeing the opportunity today around that area, but I think that's going to start coming into a more broader market scenario because of the capacity issues. So even in an area like this where there's very good 5G or 4G signal, if a lot of people come into this area at the same time, suddenly you have network capacity strains. So they want to add additional functionality within the venue to provide services to their customers.
Well, Dermot, I really appreciate you sharing this growth story from Taoglas with us here at Mobile World Congress in Los Angeles.
Thanks, Sean.